Now, in the 21st century, fasting has gone a little rogue. There's people fasting from Facebook, fasting from Instagram, fasting from pornography, soda, sex, carbs, all types of fasting. And when I see this, especially on social media, it's a lot of check ins and pictures, and it's all physical again. When we're fasting, this not should not be something that we're announcing to everybody in the world and doing these updates, because that's not being about God. Now, when we look at the biblical fasting, we see that it involves abstaining from food for spiritual purposes, seeking guidance, expressing repentance, and should not be done for public display. We see Jesus with the 40-day fast, Esther with the 3-day fast, Daniel with the 21 partial fast with the vegetables and water. So we see in the Bible, it was done for spiritual purposes, not for physical purposes for you to take pictures and show people what you look like on social media. That's important to think about when you're fasting. So don't announce it. Now we're going to the treasures in heaven.
Yes, in Matthew 6 and verse 19, lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But rather lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
So right here, when it says moth, think about how we use mothballs to protect our clothes in a closet that sit for a long time. It represents something valuable like clothes. However, once it gets the moth in it, it can be destroyed, and it's being destroyed by something so small. And now we have a lot of people that wear high-end designer clothes, even at mega churches in the pulpits. So we know that that's not something that we should treasure. Rust is the corrosion decay of precious metals like silver and gold. Right now, the value of the American dollar has changed over time and is actually going down. It mentioned thieves dig through the walls to steal valuables. There's hackers that can hack accounts easily. And even now, especially in the United States, there's even robbers going into the church directly and robbing the ministers
That
and
is
robbing the people there.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And then looking at that, we know that worldly possessions are vulnerable to decay, loss, and theft. Our hearts and priorities should be focused on spiritual pursuits, not material. When we're looking at these things, especially people that are representing Christ, we need to look at the spiritual side of things, not the physical clothing and jewels and watches and things. We should focus more on the heavenly treasures, looking at our relationship with Jesus, faith and righteousness, being a part of God's plan, living according to his will, God's kingdom to come. And with that, once we're storing up those heavenly treasures, the direct results are the fruits of the spirit. We have the love, joy, peace, and patience, and not the anxiety that we would have wearing the high-end clothes, the diamonds and golds, and worried about those things. We're more focused on the heavenly treasures and our relationship and what we get there with Christ.
Yeah, I just want to bring out a point here in verse 21 where it talks about where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Talking about treasure, it dictates your heart's allegiance.
Uncover the mystery of Adam and Eve's nakedness. Unravel the ambiguous connection between the Hebrew term for naked and the serpent's subtlety. Join us for this free mini-course and gain a profound new perspective on biblical Hebrew. TheExplanation.com/naked